And we are live. We are live. I was thinking, all together now?
All together now. All together now. All together now. Okay, I'm done.
Good.
I mean, am I ever really done?
No.
So we started a little bit early, so hopefully some people can, have a little extra time to gather and start watching. But hello.
Hello.
So thank you for joining us for our second of our free live reading events. As we stated before, like in the actual event, we're doing limited types of readings. Oh no!
Got no audio.
No audio?
According to this, we do.
Yeah.
Well, on this one we do.
Yeah.
How about if I unmute this? See what happens. Oh.
Yeah, they got it. Unmute the phone. I'm not sure. Oh. Yeah, that's a bad echo. Mute it again. Yeah, no, I think we do have audio. I'm here. I'm going to check on my phone really quick.
Yeah.
Love technical difficulties.
Oh, we lost the picture on this one too. It's over here. I'm not quite sure what happened.
I'm
not sure what the heck happened here.
Give me the phone, please.
Give me the phone.
Excuse us a moment. We're having technical difficulties, it would seem. Hello, Addison.
Can you hear us?
Oh, you just turned the camera off accidentally.
Did I?
Yes. So we'll just turn it back on. Here, there you go.
Alrighty.
So. Unmute the phone. Oh, yeah, no.
You are hearing us?
We have audio, so my darling dearingest Matt, it might just be on your end. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you, okay. Addison. Cool. Sorry, technical difficulties are super fun.
Always. Well, hey, we get rid of them in the beginning, so that's the easy part. So.
Yay!
So welcome. We are Lord Fafnir and Spawn. For those of you who are not familiar with us, for those of you who are familiar with us, we are Lord Fafnir and Spawn.
Should we tell them our actual names?
Yes. Why don't we do that? I am Bruce.
And I am Red. And we are not married. This is my father. I am his Spawn. You see, that's the joke.
Yes, and we tell this all the time because it's still amazing that some people think that we are husband and wife. They don't get the whole Lord Fafnir and Spawn thing. They think you're, what was it? Spawn's one of those superhero.
Oh yeah, well,
no,
it's a Marvel
DC
or DC. No, it's a DC villain, and I can't remember. I don't remember. But yes, no, that's the question that I get asked most often about my character name, is if that is who that's based on. So hello, and thank you so much for joining us. So as I was trying to say before some technical difficulties erupted, this is the second of our free live streams. And so what we are doing tonight, we are doing 1-card and 3-card tarot pulls, because it's just us. We don't have any medium friends with us tonight. So we will be doing 1- and 3-card pulls, because since this is a public stream, we don't want to put anyone on the spot or like do any super personal information in a public stream. That's just not cool. We do, however, do private streams. Private paid streams. So if you're looking for a more in-depth reading that's more personal, more private, you can either book a private reading with one or both of us, or you can join us on our next private stream. So today we will be doing 1- and 3-card tarot draws. So if anybody would like...
Addison already has a comment that said she would like one.
Let's see. Hello, Addison. You would like a reading to connect with your mom and love some insight and guidance. Who wants to start?
Well, we can give it a whirl.
We can, like I said, neither of us are mediums yet, but...
You're a medium in training.
I'm a mitt.
You're a mitt. Okay.
Yeah. So, but we can definitely attempt and try to do some love and guidance, insight and guidance for you.
Yes, and we will definitely do that. So, Addison, since you're up first, going to have you essentially randomly start where we're going to be drawing cards from our Dragon Tarot deck. Right? This is my Dragon Tarot, and her Dragon Tarot is over there. We're going to start with mine tonight, so I just want you to give me any number that comes in your head. Don't think, just type out a number, and we're going to go with that. Throwing a little bit of my personal numerology into this, which is what I typically do when I do these readings.
Excellent.
I mix all of my skills, as do you.
Yes.
15. Very good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You get the 15th card. That's the starting point. And 16th and 17th.
Ah. All right.
Alrighty.
We're doing something slightly fun today with the cards. With our technology. We've got a 2-camera setup. So we are, for showing you the cards, we're going to go over here.
Yes, we are going to go over here. And for the 3 cards that we have, here's card number 1. Oh,
here.
Yes, please get rid of that.
So that you can see that better. Very good.
It's a little better. So we have number 3, the Empress. Second card, the Queen of Cups. And third card is the Hierophant, number 5.
That's a pretty powerful spread there.
Well, especially because she asked about, Edison, you asked about your mother. I wanted to show you this first card again, the Empress. Now, if you look at that picture of that dragon very closely, you will notice that while this is the picture of a queen, she's not wearing a crown. She is, in fact, holding a newborn dragon. Basically, the mom's role.
Yes, there is definitely lots of power here.
Mm-hmm. Now, these other 2 cards, the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant, both actually represent astrology signs. So you want to flip that back? Thank you.
Yep. I got it.
And let's see if either one of these match yourself or your mother. Queen of Cups is Scorpio, and the Hierophant is Taurus. So we're not referring to the time frame, which is like right now, because right now we are we're in Cancer and getting close to Leo.
It's my time soon.
Halfway to Leo. So. And then the numbers wise, while we're still waiting for that to come in and see if the astrology kind of matches up in here. You said you want to connect to your mom, and the fact of, do you feel that you actually have had a sort of connection already there, because your mom's kind of like coming out as the mother card in the Empress, and then the picture in the Queen of Cups was the dragon who's actually in the air, whose face is now coming back down to the ground. November 24th. Okay, so that's just past Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
So funny how, put it back on the other one real quick here.
Boop-a-doop-boop.
Do. Okay, so this is the Scorpio. Whoops, here we go.
Yep.
This is the Scorpio card. Let me show that back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. And you can see how the fact of the dragon is actually swimming, going from the air. Well, the chalice remains in the sky. Her crown remains in the sky. She's actually coming to the ground to drink on there. Maybe a reference to the fact of, okay, if you feel that your mom has been trying to connect with you, the cards here are suggesting that she's actually been trying to do that she actually has a message for you. And the message, from my perspective, really is kind of show you the picture again, in number 3, the third card, the Hierophant. And the Taurus aspect of it may be completely irrelevant. But you see how complicated that card is.
It's very complicated. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot happening in that card. The fact of the dragon is actually one of the things which is symbolism. There's the fact that he's holding little marionette strings, and he's actually has a little dragon that he's actually trying to control right next to the ladder on the lower part of the card there. This can be a very, very convoluted card. In other tarot decks, this is the priest card, because the Hierophant, one of the meanings of Hierophant actually is the priest. You see that actually the background is still that kind of church steeple, but this dragon is dressed very, very differently, because it's kind of like the master and the puppet. Which one are you? You're all over the place. Lots of tools, lots of actions. How I interpret that is just kind of essentially is the fact of your mom's trying to tell you to friggin' slow down. You've got an awful lot going on right now.
Self-care.
With too many, I would say not necessarily too many cooks, but the thing is you're a cook trying to do too many recipes at once. And
you don't have any sous chefs.
Exactly. How's that working out for you? I mean, maybe it's something which is as very simplistic as that. You do have a lot going. You have
your mother is concerned.
Yes, especially if she's trying to come to you at a time when you are at your calmest, like maybe it's like a dream, or when you're sleeping, or whether it's just more of you're just kind of like casually, just kind of taking time off. You close your eyes, and all of a sudden you just kind of like feel this presence. That would be her coming down, essentially trying to tell you like, cool your jets, maybe put a little ice on your shoulders and kind of like relax right now a little bit.
Well, you know what? You need to get your girlfriend into your kitchen.
You feel hugs.
Good.
That's really nice.
Your mother is watching and she's concerned, and I mean, parents never stop being parents ever.
No, they really don't. And then just we'll give you the quick little numerology aspect of this reading. The Empress was number 3. That one of the meanings of the number 3 is the number for emotion and especially love. Very, very powerful love. And 5 for the Hierophant, and this is going to match with what the Hierophant interpretation is at them anyway. Re-evaluation. It's time to take a closer look at what you're doing and decide, is that really where you want to be? Do you want to add things to your plate? Do you want to get rid of things off your plate? It's not like being a super critical, as in you're not like blaming yourself for like mistakes and everything, but no, it's just kind of reevaluating. Like, okay, here's where you are. Is this where you want to go? You've been seeing the number 3 and 5 a lot recently as well.
Good. I'm very happy that you're talking to the numerologist at present.
So okay, these seem like a lot of coincidences, and guess what? They're not. They're not coincidences at all. Can we logically, rationally explain this all away? Of course not. But that's not the point. The point is essentially is where you're coming from. And these are just reminders to you that what you're feeling, what you're sensing is real. And also,
Pretty much all for mental health and God. Good. Those are good things. Because mental health is important, and so is, physical health as well. So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Did you want to add anything into this?
I mean, I think you covered it. You covered it pretty succinctly. But, in terms of, I can go back here for a second here. Would you mind?
Yeah, sure.
In terms of the Queen there, I would just like to remind you to put your crown back on. You feel a bit disconnected with your power, and I totally understand that. But part of the problem is you sort of let go of your own power, and you need to pick it back up. So put your crown back on. And I think, all right.
Okay, who's up next?
I will scroll back in the comments a little bit. So yes, everybody, we are receiving the comments from people who want a reading. And
thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching us tonight.
Yes, and thank you so much.
We will get to as many as we possibly can.
Let's see. The next person on our list is Debbie.
Debbie.
Hello, Debbie. Are you there? Please send us a comment.
In the meanwhile, why don't you go ahead and start prepping your deck for this next reading?
Yes, indeed. So you would like a 3-card reading. Is there any particular direction that you would like us to take this reading in? Because we will happily do that for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shuffling my cards until you tell me to stop. Because usually how we do this is we have people shuffle the cards themselves. But number 1, can't do that because this is a stream. And number 2, COVID. So I'm not sure I want a lot of people touching my cards right now anyway.
Exactly. Which is why, from a numerologist, why I asked Addison for a number. Essentially, she said 15, and I went, okay, 15th card. There we go. Career.
Excellent. So like I said, I'm just going to keep shuffling the cards until you tell me to stop, and then I am going to pull the cards from the top.
I think the please X with that. I think that's.
Please is a kiss. I'm going to wait for it. Just.
Oh, okay.
Please is a kiss.
Please. Oh,
please X. You know, X, X is an O.
Oh, pardon me. I misinterpreted the X. To me, X is a place to stop. X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. Yes, very good. You're so smart, I think. All right. Are you ready, Debbie, or shall I keep going? I will await your word. Goodness gracious, we've got, oh my goodness, we've got comments from YouTube as well. Oh, that makes me very happy.
Excellent. Maybe dealing with the delay factor here too.
Yes, there might be a slight delay, and that's fine. We can deal with that. Let's see. So yes, don't worry, everybody. We are keeping track of who is asking for what.
Yes.
So just bear with us as we work through the list. Thank you, everybody, so much for your interest. It is very lovely to us. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to draw now.
Very good.
Boop. 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 Don't mind. I come with sound effects. Don't mind me.
I was going to say, didn't realize the sound effects were part of this tonight.
Apparently. Oh.
Okay, inside joke. No, we will show the class what's going on here. So you tell me when you want to start. I'll show the cards over here. Okay, first card. 9 of Swords. Second card. Do I throw it this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Inverted. 10 of Swords. Last card, inverted. This is where we laugh, by the way. Queen of Cups. It shows up again from the other deck, by the way.
Yes, we would like to point out that we each have a Dragon Tarot deck, and we used his in the last one, and we were using mine for this one. So that is just too funny.
Indeed. So career, you have that. I will chime in.
So with the 9 of Swords, what I want to know is how aggressive you've been in your, first of all, what is it that you do? And sort of how aggressive have you been in seeking jobs, promotions, projects, etc., etc., etc. Because the 9 of Swords, the artwork of the card here, I'm going to flip back over here for a second. If you'll see, the artwork of the card, the dragon is partially there and partially not. So the question I have is, are you appearing or are you disappearing? Are you showing up for the challenge and being like, I'm going to face this head on, or are you more meek and submissive and like, I'm going to bag out. I'm just going to walk away. So that is what I'm very curious about there. And I will wait for your answer. Well, actually, I keep forgetting which camera I'm supposed to look at. My God.
Keep going in the meantime. We're waiting for the answer because yeah, sometimes the questions are a bit rhetorical because I can see a couple things in there right now. With her answer will be important, but there's still some things in there which.
Indeed, I'm flipping the camera again.
Okay.
This is super fun because then I do this and then I have to do this and then I forget that I'm supposed to look over here. But anyway.
Oh, we froze there for a bit. So am I showing this one now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, since this was referred to, I'm going to actually turn it over so you actually can see what the regular picture is. The picture there is obviously it's the dragon getting caught in the swords. It's like a door frame of which the dragon neck is actually locked over the top, so can't quite break through it.
Interesting. Okay, so this angle. Okay.
Okay.
This brings me to my next point, which it's very I won't say like it's super, super rare, but it doesn't happen to me a lot that I get cards that are not only in sequential order, but they're also of the same suit in sequential order. And you have the 9 and the 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords is also a card of you being your own biggest problem. Because as you saw from the artwork before, the dragon is kind of throwing himself over the top of the door frame as if he doesn't understand how doors work. I totally understand that. It is a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. Okay, I'm done.
Well, you're totally right. So
yes, it's actually very interesting because you are the gender minority in this world. So I find those two things very interesting because if you're overly aggressive, it could kind of be you could kind of be shooting yourself in the foot in some way there, because there's that fine line you need to walk, and it's especially difficult because we are women in men's world, where like if we are assertive in the same way that men are, we get framed as, you know, bossy or bitchy. You know, I'm gonna swear now apparently, but you know, it's one of those things that's very, very, very difficult. So you got a tightrope to walk in. I am very, very sorry for you, but
yeah,
it's a similar tightrope to a lot of people of our gender.
Unfortunately, it is, and of course, the suit perspective, 9 and 10 Swords being for air, the logic, the head, the brain, and all that. They would basically say you're overthinking things. And the numbers 9 and 10. 9 approaching transition, 10 is transition. So the thing is, the change is there, but both of the pictures of the dragon, the one being kind of half obscured in the cloud for the 9, and the one lopping around the top of the frame at a 10
is the shoots yourself in the foot frequently.
Yes, exactly. So the thing is, it's like the transformation is there, and then but it's essentially it's like you're ready to go through the door, but then go, ow, that hurt, as you basically knock yourself on the side there. Yeah, because unfortunately you have obstacles that other people, you know, like you said, you're in a man's world, that other people, the men, don't have, and you may be perceiving them slightly improperly, or the fact that you feel you have to do all this extra over and above stuff to basically get the same recognition, the same notice, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And
it's very true. And the last card, and I find this very, very poignant because your first two cards you had swords, and in the last card we switched to cups. We are going from your head to your heart. Your future is heart focused, as opposed to where you are in your past and now you're all in your head. Moving forward with the Queen of Cups, moving into more of a heart realm, emotionally satisfying work. So I don't know if that means a career change for you or focusing more on the stuff outside of your day job, maybe trying to turn that into your day job, like what we're doing here with this. Slowly but surely, this is going to become our day job. Maybe that's the path that you're on. Maybe that is where this is taking you. Because I do like the transition from head to heart. I think that'll put you in a healthier place. And it can also help you avoid shooting yourself in the foot with being over aggressive. It's, you know, finding that balance.
And then one other quick thing about that, the Queen of Cups, the last card, also is an astrology sign. It doubles as Scorpio.
Excuse me.
And it may be, if it's not a reference to your actual sign, it may be a reference to a time frame. So it may be say that this transition may actually come to fruition for you in a way that you want it to, coming in Scorpio, which is about 4 months from now. So could be. So
that is, I think, where I'm going to end that, because we have a lot of requests.
So we could talk more, but we should get to some other people. So let's go on to our next one.
And yeah, I would like to make sure that everybody knows you can totally follow up with us, book an appointment, ask for more info. Just, you know, on this stream, limited amount. We don't want to be here all night. So and we would like to get through everybody that asks for a reading. We're going to do our utmost.
So yeah, so you're in control of the comments. Who's up next?
That's where, it would be Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Are you still there? Jessica would like 3 cards.
3 cards. All right. So
let's switch
I'm
to
up.
my good lord.
And so, okay, I've already pre-shuffled my deck. So Same thing how I started with the one for Addison. I'm just going to basically ask you to give me a number, and that's going to be basically the position of the cards in the deck. That's what we're going to go for. 3 cards from whatever position you throw at me. So a number between. Go for it.
Just one pause for just a second, because Debbie just had a final comment there. Debbie's a Scorpio. So thank you, Debbie. We hope that helped. Please get readings from us in the future. Thank you so much for joining. All right, back to Jessica.
Back to Jessica.
And Jessica is here.
8. And she says 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 you get.
Ooh. Okay, shall I do the flip?
You shall do the flip. Now, you didn't ask a question, Jessica. Here's a chance that you can ask a question before we actually...
Before I flip screen.
Before we flip screen. So we'll give you a couple of seconds here, or a minute or whatever, because I don't know how much of a time delay it is with what we're having here. But you got 3 very interesting cards. I'll just preface it at that.
Yes, you did.
Very, very poignant stuff so far. We'll see how
so far. Yeah, this is a good time so far. I am enjoying myself. And
by the way, Jessica, you don't have to ask a question. If you have one, by all means. If you don't, that's fine too.
If you would like a smorgasbord, that's also valid.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I call it.
Because I'd say about when we do our fairs, I'd say probably about half the readings people don't ask questions. They will just have an overview.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want me to switch or?
I'm still waiting for Jessica to say she has a question or has no question. We'll give you a few more.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Yes. This is so exciting. No specific question.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. Do the flip.
Flip.
Okay.
Hello.
Right off the bat. Reverse death. Not just death. Reverse death. Yeah, I'll show you what actually looks like it face up. The skeletal dragon with the eggshell on the one and the hourglass on the other. Okay.
Wrong one. Weep.
Wrong comment. Okay.
Thank you so much. That's very
Second
sweet.
Card.
I keep forgetting to look over here. My gosh.
Second card. 3 of Wands. And last card, 6 of Coins. So from a number
angle better.
There we go. I have to get used to this other camera here with these angles here. Also because the other camera's on a bit of a delay. So I move my hand and kind of, it takes like 5 seconds for it actually to show up on the screen here. Okay, so numerology, 13, which also happens to be a 4, and a 3, and a 6. So, and we've got death also happens to be another astrological sign. It happens to be the other card for Scorpio. So if we've had Scorpio show up in every reading so far.
So many Scorpios
yeah.
tonight.
Well, actually, and it could be the Scorpio actually has nothing to do with it.
This is the dawning
if you're a Scorpio, then
age of the Scorpio.
Oh God, really?
No, okay.
Okay. But again, I always throw that out there. The other 2 are just suit cards. So we have death, we have fire, and we have earth. Okay. Death. Well, obviously, death is referring to an end, and the number 4, the 13 being a 4, is just that, in the fact of it's the double reference of end of a phase, not the end. It's
just a end,
an end leading to a beginning, and that's why the picture in the card shows hourglass on one side saying our time is limited, eggshell on the other. What was this?
Always been attracted to the sign Scorpio, but not a Scorpio.
Okay. We'll let that one go, maybe. So change is coming for you. Now this was reversed. So, and there is an end coming. And I think because it's reversed, it's something that you're not actually planning. I think it's going to be kind of a surprise, maybe a little slap in the face, a bite in the ass. This may be something which actually stings a bit. And I think you actually already sense it, and it's just like you're kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it hasn't dropped yet, but it's coming.
Well, I mean, where she is in the present really speaks volumes to that. So your present is the 3 of Wands, and here I'm gonna flip so that you can show the artwork again for a hot second. Ready? Another dramatic head turn.
Aha.
Hey. So what I want to talk about is the artwork in there, because I don't know if you can see, but the dragon is actually on fire there.
Yeah, there's more fire than just what's in those three flaming chalices. There's a little inferno by his tail tip.
So 3 in numerology is the number of the heart, and you're also on fire. So I'm going to guess that you are currently not having the best emotional time.
Well, considering her last comment, she goes, great. And
OMG, I do. Gah! I like that.
So yes, great on the change is coming. Something that may not be the best, at least in the forefront. But unfortunately, change is change. Change is always there. I mean, as much as we humans like to avoid as much as possible, it's impossible.
Changes.
Go to David Bowie now.
This is apparently I'm apparently just going to do tons and tons of musical interludes.
That's
tonight.
Okay. And usually we're singers anyway, so we can do that. And then actually flip it again. I want to show the detail of the 6 of coins.
Flip.
Okay. Now that is a dragon perched in the woods, and you might look and basically say, okay, that's a nice little picture there. You actually can see the dragon is holding the scales of balance, a little reference to Libra or just balance in general. But you also see the dragon is trying to jump up and down while maintaining the balance. And as I tell people, good luck with that. This number is 6. One of the meanings of 6 is confusion. Wait. I hate change. Tell me it will be all worth it. Well, of course it's
No.
Try again. There we go.
Woo! I'm bad at this.
You'll get it before the night's over.
But tell you it will all be worth it. We can't do that. You have to do that.
Well, I mean,
we can kind of, but again, it's your life. Like,
your perception of change. I mean, it's like the old expression, one man's meat's another man's poison. It's the fact of the exact same change can happen, and some person's going to say, "Hey, this is great." Another person's going to say, "This really sucks." And of course, when times of bad change happen, the question becomes: okay, you've just been given a plate full of lemons. Are you just going to basically, be sour about it, or turn it into lemonade? How do you deal with the negative things that are coming at you? So it's not necessarily just the condition that's changing, even though it may not be something which is advantageous to you. It's how do you want to respond to that?
So now the choice is, the ball is in your court in how you respond.
And I think right now the last card, the 6 of coins, essentially indicates that right now maybe you just don't know in this exact moment. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because after all, we all get confused at certain times. Especially if it's a change where it is going to be a bit of a surprise and it's not expected, and it's not going to be something where you're going to go, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, that's fantastic. It's going to be, oh, I didn't see that coming. Crap. And so, yeah, initially be like, okay, now what the hell do I do? That's perfectly natural. The question becomes after that, what do you do? So I'm actually going to, for your benefit, since these 3 cards really don't answer that, I'm going to draw a 4th card from you and kind of get the, okay, now we've had the change. You've had your initial reaction, which is kind of the. Now, where do we go from there?
Flip
it. 6 of coins. Cups, rather. Excuse me. 6 of cups. Water, emotion, heart. Dragon boat. That is you. You are metaphorically, or maybe not so metaphorically, are leaving the shore that you were and going to a new shore, one that you haven't arrived at. Therefore, you cannot actually see what's there yet. However, if you look at the detail in the picture, you have birds in the sky,
and followers behind you,
and you have followers behind you, and you have porpoises in front of you, kind of helping you lead the way. You have friends, you have allies, both physical and spiritual. You may not know what's coming next, but you are not alone in this. While you may actually feel a bit alone, the reality is you are not. So think of the network that you have, and basically you can rely on them for assistance. If you really need a little bit of guidance, they're there for you. So that's what we have for you in this one.
Awesome. I'm gonna scroll back to the next person.
Yeah, who's up next?
But also, while I am doing that, while I am doing that, goodness gracious, I am losing track of things. It's time for a mid-roll ad. Since Debbie has asked how to book full readings with us, I'm just going to tell all of you, since we're all here together. Isn't that so fun? So
put the commercial up real quick.
For starters,
the commercial banner, I should say.
Here is our Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. Below that is our website. It is probably the easiest to book with us on either our website or our Facebook page. On our Facebook page, which is Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, there is actually a super fancy schmancy Book Now button, which if you use that, it actually details all of the services we provide, and you can pick which service you want, and you can actually schedule your own time in our fancy schmancy calendar. It's super fancy and schmancy. Have I said that enough?
Yes, you actually have. Because our website also has a similar feature, but it's not as designed. It's not as user friendly. It's not as user friendly because the website's not as user friendly as Facebook. Because after all, Facebook keeps updating itself, and websites, well, the software there, it does every now and then. I mean, you could go either way, and of course, you also can just send us an email or give us a phone call. And the email address and our phone number happens to also be on both the Facebook page and the website. So there's lots of ways to get a hold of us. And it's one of those things that where for a personal reading, a private reading, you can have either one of us individually, or you can have both of us. This is totally up to you. And when it comes to these type of readings, essentially, from a cost perspective, we kind of do it more based on time than anything else. So a reading can last literally as long or as short as you want, and we will just basically, we'll tell you what the rate is up front, obviously.
The only real service that we can't currently provide is palm readings, because pandemics and all.
Yeah, I mean, basically, except for a palm reading,
we can do every other service that we offer virtually.
Exactly.
Or over the phone.
Because and the thing is, with these types of readings, we can, if you want to do it over the phone, we do that as well. We also have Zoom, and so we can, and we have FaceTime. So if you want to basically, see us in this way.
And if you would like to watch our streams over and over and over and over again, because we're super, super funny, we also have a YouTube channel, which again, Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. We also do daily tarot card draws, which we post to our Facebook page, but we originally post them to our Instagram, which is just Fafnir and Spawn. So there are so many different ways for you to find us. We're everywhere. And that ends the commercial, and we shall be moving on to Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. I know you're there. Got a question, or would you just like the smorgasbord?
Okay, and it's your deck is up now, so.
My deck is up now.
It is. Your turn. And actually, I'm going to quickly take off my glasses and kind of go, I need to get a new pair of glasses, I do believe. These things are starting to hurt my forehead.
Is it because you have a big head?
Not going to go there.
Oh, don't you just love when people get into the comments and are being dumb? Blocking is easy.
What was that? I didn't see what you were doing.
General message from the universe. Let me see.
Oh, that's for Chelsea's thing. Yes, general message from the universe. Oh, okay.
So, message from the universe. Let's see. From Mother Goddess specifically. You know the drill. I'm gonna tell you to shuffle. Like I'm gonna shuffle till you tell me to stop. You know how this works. And also, you're welcome, Debbie. I am glad that answered all your questions. Do. Chelsea! gonna shuffle till my arms fall off, lady.
Yes, she's asking for something from the universe, especially from the mother goddess, etc.
Etc. Yes, because I know the last time we had a reading, it was stop. I like
stop. It's cute.
Stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay. All right. Uno, dos, tres.
Alrighty. Ooh, 3 different cards this time. No reference to Scorpio this time.
All right, shall I do the flip?
Yep, do the flip.
And flip.
All right. First off, inverted Ace of Coins. Show you the real regular picture because it's rather important. The frozen heart, the glacier, the dragon sitting on the solitary Ace of Coins. But if you notice, way in the background, there's actually a little bit of ice starting to melt. So that's card number 1. Card number 2, another inverted ace, the Ace of Coins.
The Ace of Coins.
Again, I'll show you the picture front ways. Whoops. There we go. The dragon leaving the cave. However, also inverted. And the last one, not inverted, the 10 of Coins.
So
showing the 2 trees of symmetry, the white and the black. And there you are, the dragon head, right between the 2 of them. Okay.
So let's get down to business, lady. So I'm gonna say, and I know that I've said this before on other live streams, but for people that haven't seen before, I'm gonna say again, it is very difficult as a psychic to read somebody that you know because we are fallible, flawed humans and we have internal biases. Chelsea is one of my very, very closest friends, so I'm going to do my best to be non-biased. That said, I get a very, very strong feeling that this is about your family again. I'm getting huge family vibes, especially with your past, with your heart frozen so that your family's comments just kind of roll off of you and you don't, you're just trying not to feel the hurt there. Moving to the present, I know you're still struggling to try and figure out a relationship with your parents that is not hurtful, and I know that we've discussed that in some past readings. I'm not entirely sure how successful she's going to be on that front. And
not yet, anyway.
Yes. Would you like to add?
Well, I put it this way. Since I don't have the detail that you do, mm-hmm. I've been looking at this kind of more of my suit concept and my numerology concept. You have water, earth, and earth. Water, emotion, earth, physical reality. And in number Y, a pair of inverted aces. Ace being new beginning, that's what a 1 is. It's the start of something, but inverted. So the thing is, it's like kind of going inverted emotion, inverted reality, a plan that you want to put forward, which doesn't necessarily go the direction you think it's going to go. And then the last card, the one which was not inverted, the 10 of Coins, 1 and 10, end, begin, all the same. Big change, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Okay, I know you're laughing because you know where that comes from. But
my father is a nerd.
But the 10, yeah. Anyone who recognize I just did a movie quote, by all means, you can actually chime in. See how many other nerds are out there on that one.
Leave a comment if you know what he just quoted.
But 1 and 10 are the same. In the numerology wheel, a 10, 1 and a 0 equal a 1. So is the start and the end of the numerology wheel. It's the transition point. The transition point. And do you go around the circle again, or do you transition to the next advanced circle? Stop
going around the same circle. And quite honestly, I'm going to do a flip again because I want you to.
Okay.
And flip. I think that's a really good future card for you, honey, because I really think that you're finally understanding that you need to transition away from them. And believe me, I understand the struggle. I've met your family. But You need to worry more about you.
Also, just from a pure symbolism point of view, look at the trees, white and black tree. They're the exact same image, only one's reversed. And of course, they're different colors. But the black tree is the roots to the earth. The white tree is the roots to the heaven. The black is the physical side. The white is the spiritual, emotional side. There you are between the two. You know, most people spend most of their times in their life on this earth spending more time with the black tree, acquiring more stuff, doing more things, but not necessarily enjoying why we are alive and why we are here in the first place. You need to achieve that balance between the two, which is not the easiest thing to do.
No. But so that is what we have for you in terms of that. Good. Yes. Excellent. So I'm very proud of you, and I love you a lot. I miss you. I hope that you're staying safe and that you're not melting in the heat.
That's true for everybody right now. Anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's go on to the next one.
Scrolling up. Goodness gracious. So many comments. Thank you so much, guys. So then we have, are you still here? I'm not quite sure how to.
I would say Aileen is how I would pronounce it.
Okay.
Or Aileen.
So if you are still here, you are up next on the list. And then who is after you?
Do you believe that?
Yes. You can take that one.
Oh, because I'm up for Aileen. I can do two in a row. It doesn't matter.
I will definitely help you out
starting
with
point
this
on that one. So
yes.
Excellent.
She is here. Excellent. So take it away.
So you have a question on career. So give my card a quick shuffle. And same thing for you. Just pick a number. That's going to be the starting point of this deck here.
How many cards are there?
78.
78.
So don't pick a number greater than 78.
I'm going to give mine a clean shuffle also so that I can be prepared
we'll do the
for
Jeopardy
the next
soundtrack.
round.
Do 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 do.
I mean, we usually have a delay that's around like 20 seconds or so.
Sometimes it's funny because for some people it's less than that. I've noticed how fast we can actually get some of these comments. Others, it definitely is more of a slow thing. 23.
23.
23, 24, 25. Alrighty.
Woo! Shall I get ready to do the flip?
Let's do the flip.
Okie doke. And flip.
Okay, off the bat. Inverted. Whoops. Inverted. 10 of coins. Show you the regular picture. The two dragons kind of going at it. Conversation or possible adversarial going on here. Transition nonetheless. Second card, 5 of cups. So 2 water. See there the picture of the dragon again, leaving a shore, going to another shore. And the final one, Queen of coins, which by the way doubles as an astrological sign. That happens to be Taurus. So it's another Taurus. We've had several Tauruses tonight.
Scorpio and Taurus seems to be the big two this evening.
So looking at the dragon there hovering over the egg that is yet to be hatched. Okay, so but you asked specifically about career. So we've got the concept of the water representing more emotion than anything else. Coins being more earthbound, money, career-based. However,
so, I will also ask you the same thing that I asked Debbie when Debbie was asking about career. What do you do? What is it that you do? And are you more emotional about it or are you more logical about it? Because from what I'm seeing here, this is probably a career that's more close to your heart, that can take more of an emotional toll than others say.
And
you are a Cancer. Lovely.
Interesting. So you're a water sign. So you're a more emotional person. You are the king of water, because that's the king of cups is the Cancer card.
Definitely. So you definitely come at it from more of the emotional side. That
Alrighty.
makes sense.
Well, let me tell you this, and we don't sugarcoat, because
No, we don't.
I look at this right now and kind of go, be prepared.
Be prepared.
That 10 of cups looked to me more like an adversarial relationship right there. It looks to me like if you have a business partner or
A boss,
or boss or whatever, you two are going at it, and the fact of it looks like separation is coming. And the fact of you go from the argument of the 10 of cups, 10 also being the transition number, something's about to change. Maybe it's something that you actually want to change, or maybe the change is going to be made for you because maybe your boss is basically kind of going, maybe it'd be better if you really weren't here any longer. Because the 5 of cups, that was the one where you're sailing away from a shore where, actually, hit the flip again. Show the detail of the picture in this one, because this really is kind of important, I believe. First of all, the dragon is you. And you notice how the fact of you're sailing away from the shore where you came from, where there is a lightning storm going on, as in seems to be a bit of a toxic situation that you are getting the hell away from. So that looks to me as massive change. If you're not actually leaving your job, you are changing something drastically about it, so that you can actually, survive emotionally, because this is taking a hell of a toll on you. And then the final card, the Queen of Coins, there you are hovering, waiting for your egg to hatch. Essentially, it seems to be that you actually have the idea of who you want to be, where you want to be, and the plan is almost there. Now you're essentially just waiting for the egg to hatch and actually turn it into more of a reality. So without the context of anything else, I look at that kind of going, yeah.
Time for a change.
Time for a change, and it may be something which, short-term wise, it may be rather not so good for you. On the other hand, maybe it's something which you see coming. Find something else, question mark.
In like, if you're asking like whether or not like we're telling you to like find a different job, we can pull another card for that. I'm not so sure that this is like find another job per se, or trying to make changes within your current job to make it more emotionally satisfying, stable.
Basically, status quo right now for you isn't going to work long term. Something is going to snap, and if you don't snap, the people around you are going to, which may ultimately make you want to physically leave. But let's clarify that by drawing a 4th card for you. Look at that.
The Knight of Cups.
Let's show it.
You're finally deciding to protect yourself.
Yep. The Knight of Cups. Cups again, emotion, Knight, defense, change. Knights typically represent change anyway. But you notice how the fact of, I love how the 4 knights are drawn in this tarot deck, because they really represent the type of soldiers that knights physically used to be. And they're all drawn slightly differently. Some are more defensive, some are more offensive. There's one which actually has no weapons. This is the one which has everything. Has the swords, has the shield, has the chalice, has everything. What's the comment there?
Different person.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
We will read that comment shortly.
Very well. So this change is coming. This is protecting your heart. The change is coming. Essentially, I would say how I'm interpreting that is not so much you're doing a complete physical.
It's okay to be scared.
It's okay. You're right. It's okay to be scared. But I actually look at that as a kind of going, I don't see that as a complete physical change, as in you're going to be, quote, fired, or you're going to, quote, quit your job.
You have the opportunity to make the situation you're in better.
Yeah, it's the fact of right now, whatever situation you're going through emotionally at work, it just isn't. It's you're not satisfied, and maybe it's not that you're dissatisfied with the actual physical people around you, but right now emotionally you are not satisfied with what's going on, and there's conflict in you. And all this is saying is the fact of it's time for you to make that change such that you can have that emotional satisfaction, that emotional stability. And of course, the Queen of Coins.
Because you deserve that.
Well,
don't forget
you
that
definitely
part.
do deserve that. And the whole point of the Queen of Coins with the egg that hasn't hatched yet is saying that this is not something which you're going to just flip the switch and have it, oh, it sucks now and tomorrow it'll all be all roses and sunshine. No, no, no. It's going to take a little bit to do this transition, which is why I'm thinking now with seeing the Knight of Cups there, kind of going, yeah, I don't necessarily see this as you physically having to leave or you're physically going to be fired, but that's saying that no, you need to make the change in your career that makes the most emotional sense to you, that so that you can actually, have a peaceful night's sleep, and that you basically you're not like killing yourself at work just for the sake of the paycheck. I mean, the best thing to do is to love what you do. Now, I grant that the majority of people don't have that ability to do that, because that's more earth than anything else, because some people literally are working for just the paycheck. But the better you can come closer to having emotional satisfaction and earn the paycheck, the better off you're going to be from an overall stability perspective. They put blame on you, hence the hence the 10 of coins. Yeah, that's the adversarial relationship. Now, how can you change that? Do you have to, quote, get away from it? Or can you just, maybe you can just find a different way of dealing with it, or transferring yourself away from that? Maybe just you do something slightly different in the organization you're with.
The ball is in your court. They are not going to change anything because the status quo works for them. You are the one that is going to have to make the change. And I know that it's scary. Change is scary. We don't like change. And you are totally valid in being scared, but you still got to do it. Otherwise, you're just going to keep being miserable, and it's going to be a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm. Long term, it's not going to do you any good. So, like I said, we don't sugarcoat this stuff. I mean, it's better off if bad news is coming. It's better off to be a little bit forewarned, I think. That way you can prepare and maybe possibly. I mean, obviously, as we tell everyone anyway, free will applies to all of this. You can obviously do anything you want with your free will, such that it may make what we're telling you completely moot. That's totally up to you. And maybe you can do your free will to actually kind of go, oh yeah, because I think these things I think you already deep down already know it. Now we're just kind of like bringing it to the forefront, and now okay, now that we're kind of like bringing this to the surface, you can say to yourself, okay, how can I change this? Can I change this? Because maybe truly you can't. And that would be the absolute most scary part, kind of going, okay, it kind of stinks, and I really can't change unless.
But you're never going to know unless you try.
Yeah. Well, you always can try and fail, and then you'll learn something. And it won't be wasted effort no matter what you do.
So I think that is.
Yes, I think we're up to Matt now.
Yes, we are.
So I think Matt just said, I don't think he had a detail, or did I miss?
He did.
Okay, you're trying to find the comment there.
I'm going back and grabbing it. There we go. So remember how I said before, bias in people that I know? So I'm going to have you take the lead on this one, because we're about to read my partner.
Ah, yes.
Hi, babe.
Physical, mental, life change. Well, yeah, you're physical and you're mental.
He sure is, isn't he?
All right, Matt, if you're still there, throw out a number.
And if 22.
22. Yes, obviously his detail isn't very or his delay isn't very long.
Or he's just paying attention to the delay.
Could be.
He's usually our sound guy. He's lovely. And I'm not biased at all.
Oh no, you're not biased at all.
Hi, babe.
You said 22, right?
22.
22. And
22. Ooh.
that one comes out again.
Yes.
That?
Goodness gracious. That's very popular.
Different decks and similar cards keep coming up here. Okay, flip it.
Well, hold on. I like that.
Which?
Fafnir with the classic dad jokes. It's very true. He has a lot of those.
I do indeed.
So, Let's go.
By the way, no geeks so far have gotten the movie quote.
No, I'm
Well,
disappointed.
We'll tell you at the end of the stream for those who remain to the end. Okay, first off, the Queen of Wands, Leo, by the way, astrology. Second, inverted, Ten of Coins. We just saw that one with Chelsea. Only she didn't get it inverted. She got the regular one. Matt's got it inverted. And then the last one, Two of Swords. Note that, once again, the dragon is holding scales of balance. One talon around the front sword and tail wrapped around the back.
Yep. I kind of expected, something similar to this because, like I said, internal biases. In a way, you're also kind of reading me.
Well,
right now.
I look at that, I kind of go, well, the second and the third card show different aspects of balance or attempts to gain balance and the difficulty therein. The first card, I'm sorry, this is kind of a dead giveaway. I'll just do it this way. This is the Leo card. Okay, first off the bat, this is a Leo. But if we take Leo out of this temporarily, it's the fact of, okay, it's the Queen of Fire, and the fact of, okay, it's the emotion card. It's the second highest of the fire deck. Good Lord, fires are ablazing, and
sorry.
What?
Hello, Allison. If you are new here, no, we can only see the comments that you're posting. We can't actually see you, but you can see us. So if you would like to see us, totally book an appointment to have an actual virtual appointment with us. This is just a live stream where we're doing stuff for you, but we can see the comments you make.
Yes.
Okay, back to our regularly scheduled reading.
So what did Matt just type in?
No, he's making fun. He's making fun of me blushing.
Okay, because you can see those better than I can. Anyway, so back to the whole point of the fiery one over here. Like, again, that's her, but we take her out of it. It's the fact of, okay, you got a lot of fire going on too, and it's just that there's the struggle of the fact of you're a very passionate and emotional person trapped in a world which is just like you can't possibly do everything that you want to do. Especially in the earthbound situation right now with friggin' COVID. It has just screwed everything.
So bad.
And, so many people are trying to make lemonade out of the lemons they've been giving, and some people are far more successful than others, and others are just really having a really, really hard time with this right now. Not saying that you're having a really hard time with it, Matt, but the thing is, it's affected you the way it's affected everybody else, but it really has put the dampers on some of the things that you've been trying to get done. And so the other two cards, the inverted Ten of Coins and the Two of Swords, both show the attempts to gain balance and the fact of dealing with this current, pile of shit that we're dealing with here. And you're trying, and it's hard. It's really, really hard because you're not sure which priority you're supposed to make. As in, do you, with the Ten of Coins, do you basically spend the time right now more to the black tree because you need to make money? Or do you spend more on the white tree because you realize that you need to get some more emotional connection that you're maybe missing right now?
The poor man is currently attempting both, and I would know.
Exactly. How's that working out for you? It's not.
We'll get there, I promise.
Right. This is just kind of a temporary thing right now. The Two of Swords. Flip it again real quick.
Doop, 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 doop. Flip.
Yeah. That really is again, you're holding the scales of balance there. You have to make the choice. Which sword are you going to hold in your talon? Because that's the one that has to have the attention now. Versus which is the other one, which just your tail's wrapped around, so you don't lose it. It's still there, but right now you can't focus on it. You have to focus right now on the front sword. And from what I'm getting right now, since the Ten of Coins is an earth card, it tells me that right now you need to focus more about earthbound related things.
Yeah, because
you need to focus on the black tree more than the white tree right now.
Because you know what we're trying to do.
I do, but I don't know all the details. But
so house, trying to buy a house, trying to relocate, trying to start our life together.
Yeah.
It's very hard to attempt to start that during the pandemic,
among other things. So I would say right now, this is basically saying that right now, I mean, I normally I tell people focus more on the white tree because long term that's where it's better off, and we always have enough stuff anyway. This is a situation where I say, nope, this actually is telling me that you need to focus right now more on the black tree, the earthbound tree, to get those ducks in a row first. Not that it's going to be bringing you any emotional fulfillment, but it's going to bring you some stability.
You know it, Ethan.
So that's what we got for that one. Did you want to add anything more to that?
No, I'm trying to keep my bias out of it because you were essentially also just reading my situation as well. You know, that thing about couples.
Yeah, there is that too. All right, so let's move on.
All right. So let me see
cards out of here.
All right. My goodness, there are so many comments, and I super appreciate it. I do believe the next one is Nav. If you're still there, yes, you can totally ask a question. I do believe that I saw down here what's coming towards you in your love for the rest of July.
Ooh, a love life question.
So if you are still watching, please let us know that you're here, and because I know that you are watching from YouTube, which super appreciate, but I know that it can be, there might be a little bit more of a delay versus Facebook.
Maybe. Also, Nav, I actually have my other tarot deck here, which is my relationship deck, which I'll tell people about that. It's called the Tarot of Sexual Magic. It's an R-rated deck. I do an awful lot of relationship readings. That's one of my specialties. And I always tell people about this deck, and people, when I mention they ask for it, it is R-rated, and some people get offended because some people have their cards in there which actually have nudity in them. And some of the cards are very physical, physically sex-minded anyway. But it does show all kinds of aspects of love, good, bad, ugly, you know, all sides of it. So I think it's a very powerful deck. So if you want to try that one for the 3 cards, we can do that.
Okay, we have several requests for you to use the R-rated deck. I'm not sure if Nav is still here, but we can still do this anyway.
Okay.
If you would like to. If not, Nav, if you're still here, feel free to comment on anything that we're about to do, but we will do this. We will do a brief love reading for you with the fancy special deck, especially because everybody wants to see it.
Okay.
And for people that have joined the stream recently, we see all of you in the comments, all the requests for readings. We are basically going first come, first serve in the order we receive them.
So we appreciate your patience if you put a comment out for a while though, and you're still waiting for your name to pop up.
The cutoff for requests this evening is going to be 9 o'clock, so you can make a reading request up until then, and then after 9 o'clock we will finish the requests we have and then close out. Sound good? All right, so let's go first.
Okay. Did Nav ever?
No, I am.
Okay. Well, then what we're going to do is we'll do it anyway, because other people like to see what this deck looks like. So
yes.
So essentially, I'm just going to randomly cut the deck, and then take the top 3 cards. All right. So
careful if your water glass is close to the edge there.
Oh dear me.
So she wanted to know about the love life for the rest of July specifically.
Alrighty, well, you got 3 cards, 2 of which actually have some nudity in here. So
do the flip.
Do the flip. Alrighty, y'all want to see some? Y'all want to see some?
Y'all want to see some naked cards?
I mean, it's just drawings, by the way, but still. 6 of Swords. Nice lovemaking scene going on there right now. So, more physical than emotional, indicating that possibly that she might be with someone more from the physical and then the emotional perspective. Second card, the 3 of Swords. Here we have the woman being kind of seduced or sedated or both by a harp player, a musician, while another woman is kind of coming in to actually kind of disturb the scene. We zoom in.
Ethan, down boy.
These are just drawings, by the way. And then the last card, another 6 of Chalices. Now this one, Sorry, this doesn't have any nudity in it. But you notice here, it's a picture of a woman looking in a mirror. And in the mirror is the...
Oh, is that a mirror? I thought it was a painting.
No, it's supposed to be a mirror.
Oh.
It's because the reflection doesn't match her. It's her with a man who's not there. So, okay, you can flip it back down. So, pair of 6s and a 3. Okay, now, obviously, Nav isn't here to...
be able to answer questions.
Although, about
Nav,
this.
If you are, please chime in at any point.
Exactly. Or hopefully you can watch this later on, and you can basically see what we've done this for you. Anyway, confused is your love life. It would basically tell me that if you're not with somebody right now, it basically is an indication that you might find someone and maybe have a rather physical encounter, not necessarily a one-night stand. Possibly with a musician, somebody who actually is definitely a lot of fun.
Seems like she's gonna catch feelings before. It seems like it's supposed to start out more of a friends with benefits situation.
Bingo.
And she's gonna catch feelings.
Yes.
Oops.
Yes. Something which, yes, starts physical and kind of remains that way from his perspective. I mean, not yours. Not that saying he's kind of a player, but he's kind of acting like a player in the fact of. He's a guy. He's very romantic. He's someone that women can fall for. He's a musician, or he's got that type of personality where he will attract a lot of potential people, and you're one of them. And okay, that's nothing wrong with that. You guys get together. You have a thing. You fall for him emotionally, and he doesn't. He just kind of remains it kind of more from that physical end point of view. So, and again, 6, 6, and 3. 6 confusion, 3 being emotion. It's something which you may appreciate, or you may at the end of the month kind of go, why did I do that? You may have more confusion at the end of the month than you do right now. So that's kind of the quickie version of that. So.
All right.
And unfortunately, Nav wasn't here to make any comments, so hopefully the rest of you appreciate that.
But one of our loudest and most funny commenters is up next. Ethan, it's you, and Ethan called dibs on the sex deck.
Okay.
So
did he have a question?
Ethan, do you have a question? Well, also, I would just like to point out that he was telling me that you look like Weird Al, and he enjoys it, and he thinks it's funny that it's like watching Weird Al do tarot.
Funny, I never thought that I looked like Weird Al Yankovic.
Hey, man. I take that as a compliment.
He's got curly hair, though. I never really...
And also, he looks amazing for his age. So...
Yeah, he's older than I am.
Yes, and he looks like he's younger than you.
I know.
He still looks like he's in his 40s.
All right, deck is reshuffled for you, Ethan. So
pick a number, any number.
Pick a number, any number, and if you have a specific question, ask it, and then we will play with the red deck, and you can see if you pick out naked women cards or just angst cards.
Angst. No real question for the sexy deck. Great. Okay. Still need a number. Love the delay factor.
What's my position here to start with here?
Excuse me. 69.
As you wish. I'm gonna be easy. I'm gonna go from the back deck. Since there's 78 decks in the tarot deck. 70 cards in the tarot deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm
9.
so glad that we're all being super mature adults on this stream.
Okay, number 69, and 70 and 71.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
We know.
I love Weird Al Yankovic, by the way. So,
all right, time for
a surgeon cutting for the very first time. Anyway, so go ahead and flip it.
Flip.
Since you were a pain in the ass and said 69, this was the 69th card. Number 1, the Magician. Very fitting for the kind of silly question that you didn't ask, but where you're going with that.
So, yep, there you go.
Okay. So. And then after that, number 14, Temperance, which also doubles as Taurus. Again, Taurus keeps rearing its ugly head. Mm-hmm. No, actually, I'm sorry.
No, that was the Hierophant. Taurus and Scorpio.
I know Hierophant's Taurus. I'm sorry. I bet the Hierophant's Taurus. So forget I said that. So here we have Temperance, number 14. And then the final one, Knave or Page. of Pentacles. Now that is an astrological sign that happens to double as Virgo. So that is a few months from now. That's September mostly. So we have a 1, we have a 14.
He's actually holding two different fallacies. Fallacies.
Fallacies, that's a different word.
Fallacy.
Ethan.
Oh my God, Ethan.
You think very highly of yourself. Oh, Lord.
I mean, yes. Yes, you do.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way. Magician, number 1. Magician is very powerful.
I can't believe you made this comment, Ethan. I can't actually believe that you typed that out. Good job.
Do you want to go ahead and?
No. I'll let you start. I'll
chime in.
Yes.
Okay. Stop with the narcissism a little bit. You know, people can see you. I mean, you don't have to be the force of all things all the time. I mean, it's okay to be, you know, I like being on top too now and then, but you don't have to be on top all the time. Okay, dude, just sometimes chill. That's the thing is, that's what led to the second card, Temperance. Temperance number 14. That's the reevaluation aspect again. In the Dragon Tarot, it's the dragon staring at a picture of his own reflection, kind of going, what am I doing? And where do I want to go from here? This one is the picture of the woman, you know, sitting by herself, essentially pouring liquid from one beaker to another. Essentially, she's changing conditions. Nothing sexual about that at all. And that's one of the least sexual cards in this deck.
Science is hot.
Okay. What happened there?
Good.
You feel so cold out. Oh well. But it's basically talking about it's you know, reevaluating where you want to be, especially, you know, we're talking relationships here. Okay, so the thing is, okay, think about how your natural effervescence, exuberance of being that
you're a fair dude. We're all like this.
Open in front, yeah. You know, how does that work when it comes to actual partnership relationship? Is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage, or is it a combination thereof? Sometimes it's great, and other times it's like you realize that, okay, maybe it's a little too much. So it's reevaluating when to put that natural upfront tendency, because after all, you're a narcissist, which, by the way, most of us in fairs, we're all narcissists, okay? And the thing is, narcissism by itself is great, because all that is self-love. And the thing, and being a narcissist doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. A narcissist can be a very powerful and important person. It's when you actually take the narcissism to that negative end of selfish, self-centered. Now, that's what narcissist is generally known for in society. But a narcissist, a pure Webster dictionary definition of a narcissist, is not a bad person.
It can be taken to the extreme.
Yeah, the extremity is the negative aspect. And it's no different than being an idealist. You could be an extreme negative idealist too. So it's funny, that balance of...
So you found your crew when you met your wife. Because, yeah, actually that's true. Because Brianna was in the fair community before he was.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that.
I do think that is him and Bree in the last card.
Yeah, flip it again.
Flippy flip.
Because this actually shows the benefits of being that magician who has the control, with the person who actually appreciates you having the control, at least for this specific thing here. As you can see here, he's kind of like pouring the wine over her, you know, and she, of course, she's loving this. You know, this is obviously going to lead to more powerful physical things down the road. But you can see here that this is not a negative, this is not a rebuke. And by the way, there are cards in this deck which actually show the rejection. So there's a few of them in there which actually shows, you know, either the man or the woman doing an advance motion, and the other one kind of going, That one is, oh no, she wants it. So
well, God, she should. She married him.
well, again, it's the whole point of it's that whole concept of the balance and recognizing that, and this is true for everybody. We all have our strengths, but our strengths can be weaknesses when used at the wrong time. So it's just making sure that you do a proper reevaluation to know when your strength is actually that which benefits you.
And to address that comment there, that's the flip side. That's the dark side of the narcissism. Because being and dude, as somebody who has experienced all that too, that's the flip side. Because you're still obsessing with yourself. You can't get outside of your own head. It's still all about you in a way, just not in a good way. So there is that narcissism. There are so many shades of narcissism. Just now that you're discovering the positive side, you found your crew, you found people that love and adore the energy that you have, you fit right in, hats off to you. We hit it off immediately, which is really difficult to do with me, to be perfectly honest. So you're doing a lot better. And I think Bree really, really helps to balance you out. So you hold on to that woman and you don't let her go. Meh.
Look at his last comment. It says, totally agree.
Yep. Yeah. Yay. So do you have any further questions there? If not, I'm going to find who
is next.
Who is next? So many comments. Love you guys so much. You guys are super, super great. I am so glad that you guys like these because it warms my heart. Actually, I do believe...
Is Allison up next?
I do believe it is time for Allison. She's been sending us more detailed comments. So, wow, from the UK, that's really cool. I'm so glad you found us. Look at us. We're expanding out of our little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and yeah, she had a longer one too near the bottom, so scroll down that and see what that was as well. So thank you for hanging on, Allison.
Yes, thank you very, very much.
There we go.
There we go. The man I was in contact with told me he felt I was the one for him and wanted to date me in the future. Was he serious?
All righty.
Okay.
He's grieving at the moment for someone who died, not spoken to. Okay, so I know you had a bunch of things on your original thing here, so we're going to tackle this in a couple different ways. Your love question, I'm going to answer right from this red deck.
If there'll be romantic developments for me in the next year. Okay. All right.
May go back to the other.
This one. Oh my goodness, there are so many Alice's.
Yeah, there's two There's multiple Alice's.
Sorry, I got confused for a hot second.
So yes. So anyway, I'm going to use the red deck to answer this one first, and then you're going to use your dragon deck to answer about the house move.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So
I'm gonna minimize this again because screen space.
A lot on there. So Allison, if you are still there, just throw out the first number that comes into your head, and we're going to use that number for both the relationship deck here and the dragon deck over there. So
yep. Do you want me to flip or not flip?
Well, not yet. I'm
Okay.
going to see if she gives a number, so that tells me which cards to start with here real quick.
So I believe after Allison, we have 3 more people.
Okay, because we're getting close to.
We are
getting close to our cutoff at 9.
Yes. So
at least we're not. By the way, we're not going off the air at 9 o'clock. We're not going off the air at 9 o'clock.
That's just when we're no longer accepting asks for readings so that we can.
So yes, if you have asked for a reading up until 9 o'clock, you will get one, regardless of how long we get to stay on the air.
Exactly.
Okay, so you can count 12 out of your dragon cards for the house move, and I'm going to count out 12 for the answer to the relationship thing. Okay, 12. All right. Will you be a couple?
I'm gonna let you do that one first.
Okay. Let's flip it.
Flip.
All righty. The answer to your question is going to be a little convoluted, as sometimes love is.
Isn't it?
First card, the Hanged Man, number 12. Now, of course, now you see that this is more of it's the woman who is actually forming the pose of the hanging, so to speak, by the woman throwing her legs up in the air. The man's coming to her. She's basically in the pose of repose. This is her kind of relaxing. And yes, she's coming, or I should say, he's coming to you. 12, 1 and 2 make 3. Number of love. And then second card, the 4 of chalices. Chalices, of course, as you probably know, that's for water, that's for emotion. 4, numerology-wise, that's end of a phase. Now you look at that picture. Essentially, it's the highwayman meeting the woman from the different side of the track, so to speak. A little Victorian setting here. They're getting together, even though they are very different people. So your whole question alluded to that aspect of the fact that he's going through a lot of things right now. You are definitely on different aspects of things. So in the Hanged Man, he came to you. This one, you're having a conversation, but there are still differences that separate you. You guys, you're discussing this. Okay. You're having negotiations. All right. Now, the resolution, which obviously this is the answer to the question that you asked in the first place. Is one of the cards
we were just discussing, actually.
The 8 of chalices. Now, that one, not a sexual card at all, but they show it's a man and a woman.
But he's
dancing.
Definitely coming on to She is not very enthusiastic.
Well, he's coming right. He's coming on, and she's kind of like going, yeah, you know. So the question that I throw back to you, Allison, is this a relationship? You can flip it back now. Is this a relationship that you actually want to have?
Or do you feel more pressure from his end? Because I get that he's told you that he thinks you're the one. And, you know, as women, we are trained by society to be submissive and just sort of take that. But what actually do you want? Do you like this guy? Are you actually interested in getting to know him? Are his wooing techniques up to your standards?
It could very well be that maybe his wooing techniques are just
falling flat,
are a little off course or something, or not that he's a quote bad person, but the fact is that maybe he's doing things that you find that he thinks that you would appreciate, and you find them to be rather annoying.
It's the whole love languages thing.
Yeah. And it could well be, I mean, I hate to use this phrase, but the whole men are from Mars, women are from Venus thing. And maybe it's the fact is that you two ultimately can be a couple, but right now you're just not at all in sync. And part of it is the more physical aspect of things, or the earthbound aspect of things, is that he definitely has things he needs to get through and work through. You already basically mentioned that, so I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. So, but the idea is that he is coming to you, and the question becomes, and this really is a question for you, is that when he makes that move, do you want him to be there, especially when you will find him to be a bit awkward, or just doing things that you find that they're just not your style? Does that mean this relationship will go nowhere? Not at all. But it's a negotiation. It's a change. You are definitely two very, very different people. And if you want to be a couple, there's going to be some growing pains. And there's going to be some times where he's going to annoy you, and you may annoy him too. The question will be, is that, do you want this thing to work out? And if so, because again, the cards are not saying that this is a definite no-go. These cards are saying it's a rough start.
There's a lot of discussion that still needs to be happening.
It's a rough start, essentially, is what it is. So what do we have here? What's she saying?
He approached me in the beginning. I was distraught when he blocked me on Messenger. He told me to trust. Those are some weird red flags. If he blocked you on Messenger rather than actually talking about his emotions, how exactly is he expecting to be in an emotional relationship with you? Unless he's only looking for something physical. And those are details that you need to get ironed out, although I'm not sure how, if he's still blocked you on Messenger unless you have other forms of contact.
Well, and again, you basically say you want to try. Well, I would basically say, you know, you know your own gut better than anybody else. So the thing is, I always tell people go with your gut instinct. And if your instinct is this can possibly work and you want to try this, by all means, try it. The cards though are suggesting that it's going to be a bit rough. In the fact of things are it's not going to be smooth sailing. Now, if you can weather the storm and figure out what the issues are and work through them, fantastic. It may turn out to be that no, it may not be. So, quick clarification, quick random draw from the card. That's what I got. The Fool.
Oh.
Flip it. Show you the picture of, in this deck, the Fool. Now, people who are not familiar with the tarot deck think the Fool is actually a bad card because there's no such thing as a bad card in the tarot deck. The Fool is actually one of the most liberating cards in the tarot. I actually look at it as one of the more positive ones.
Me too.
As you see there, it's the picture of the person essentially getting up and walking away and finding his own way. And that's really what it's all about, is if the number of the card is 0. Numerology, that is so special because numerology is a circle of 1 through 9. That's what everything is reduced to. 0 doesn't fit there because it's its own unique, its own circle outside it. This card represents the ultimate in free will. You can flip it back now. You have the ability to do whatever you want with this. And I think you already know that, by the way. If you are serious about wanting to make this work, by all means, go for it. Just realize that at some point you're going to have to really evaluate whether you really want to continue to go forward with this or pull the plug. And that's, by the way, and that is going to be completely and totally up to you. You are in full control, and you always will be. And don't ever let him try to take it away from you, because the picture in the Eight of Chalices kind of looked like he might be a little bit of that controlling type of person. Now, from a dance perspective, maybe you want the man to lead. That's a perfect metaphor, and it works. But overall, you will find out you're not dumb. You're going to figure this out on your own. And if it doesn't work out, you can basically say, I am not going to give up my free will.
I don't like that. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I don't like. I'm seeing a lot of red flags here. Did he ask your permission to visit you energetically? The fact that he won't open up to you emotionally and insists he's not a player, and that he got offended when you're trying to ask things. I personally see a lot of red flags, and if it were me, I would not pursue this. But my dad is right in that free will. This is your decision. If you really want to pursue it, you can. It's your choice.
I mean, if you look at this, we're seeing your comments, Melissa, right now, so we will get to you. So actually, it is 9 o'clock. So Melissa, you are the last person that we will do a reading for tonight. So you caught us just in time.
Just in time.
So
just under the wire.
So thank you for that. So back to Allison. My interpretation, nothing more than that. I look at this kind of going, this is telling me the story of, okay, you want to try this out. I think you're going to give it the college try, but ultimately, I think this is going to fall apart. And I think you're going to at some point say, you know what? Either you're going to recognize the red flags, or you're going to go, the compatibility issue just isn't here. You cannot give up your free will. I mean, you can, obviously, but that's also part of free will too. But you really should be very, very careful who you give up pieces of your free will to. The Fool basically says that's what needs to be maintained more than anything else. So I wish you luck, and if it works out for you, fan-flippin-tastic. I'm overall getting a feeling of, I think you're going to give it a try, and I think ultimately it's going to fall apart. You can tell us later if we're totally wrong on this, because we're both kind of sensing the same thing, just from different perspectives. Now, anyway, why don't you go ahead and flip the dragon cards for her about the move that she asked about?
Sounds good. move these over here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we have.
Go ahead and flip the thing there. We will show the pictures for dragon cards for the question of the move. We have first off the 5 of Swords. The 2 dragons there going after the larger dragon in the middle. Little competition going on here. Second is the inverted Ace of Coins. Not the first time this card has showed up tonight.
No.
So again, flip the picture for you, see what the real is. Again, it's the picture of the dragon leaving the cave. The Ace of Earth, but it is inverted. And then the final card is the 9 of Swords. Whoops. Here we go. Again, not the first time this card showed up tonight. The dragon partially obscured in the cloud, trying to get through that maze of swords there. So I'll let you tackle this one. You want to flip the screen back?
Yes. All right. So, in terms of moving house, I feel like there are a lot of moving pieces here. And I feel like this is something that you want to do, but again, afraid of change.
Yeah.
Change is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Moving houses is scary. And I can totally understand that, and I get that. Are you looking to move to get away from people? Because I'm curious about the 5 of Swords with the dragon wrapped around the sword, but it has 2 smaller dragons looking up at it. And the dragon wrapped around the sword is not looking at them very nicely. It's more of a, oh my God, get away from me. So I'm wondering if you're looking at this to get away from people, a job, just get out, just get in a different place, fresh air, whatever you like. But it seems like there is an actual situation here that you would like to change, but change is scary, as is evidenced by the Ace of Coins, where you're like wanting to leave the cave, but the cave is so safe.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a forced move.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that is looked upon as, okay, hey, I really, really want to move, or be like, hey, I found a place which is so much better, or maybe I've just outgrown where I am right now and I need to have this move. Those 2 cards really both inflict on the fact of, okay, you want to move, fine, but it seems to be kind of, it's like you're forcing the issue, and maybe you're not doing it necessarily for the right reason.
Mm-hmm. So that is what I have there. In terms of the last card, the 9 of Swords, this is entirely your decision. You can appear in that doorway or disappear. And I have a feeling that a lot of what's going on in your love life right now is going to help you make the decision.
Well, she says she's used to moving.
When her health worsens, we will be homeless. So like to move before. So yes, but you have to actually find the right place to do it. And also, again, moving during a pandemic is a nightmare. I should know. I'm trying to do it. Oh my God. But yes, so this is entirely like, if this is something that you have to do, then this is just sort of it's time to kind of
clarify.
The devil.
That was good. Clarification. Inverted devil. And by the way, we're pagans. We don't believe in the devil. He's not the Christian version of the devil.
No. But here, with that, move somewhere you actually like want to move, because being used to moving is different than actually liking where you live. I mean, when I was in college, I moved every 9 months because dorms and apartments and all that dumb stuff. So I would say if you're going to move, try to make this one count, I guess.
I suppose so. Yeah, it kind of stinks when you feel you have to move out of necessity versus out of desire.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where this is coming from.
Yeah. It's very much take care of yourself, but also still try to fulfill your emotional needs with it. Because, your emotional and mental state, where you live really, really plays into that.
Mm-hmm.
So focus on that aspect of it.
Indeed.
And that is all I have to say about that.
Exactly. So you want to give another 30-second commercial before we go on to the next person?
30-second commercial? Goodness gracious me. So for the people that have joined us recently, please book private readings with us if you would like longer readings, more in-depth readings, things that are not tarot, because we offer much more than tarot. We offer numerology, cartomancy, energy work, Reiki, past life regressions, and other things that I currently can't think of off the top of my head because I'm starting to get a little punchy. This lovely banner here, Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. Below is our website. You can book with us there. You can also book with us at Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers on Facebook. It's very easy to book with us there. We have fancy schmancy book now button with all of our services listed and a calendar that you can literally just plug yourself right in. It's super easy. If you want to watch our streams over and over again because we're so entertaining and you just love us so much, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. And if you would like to see our daily tarot card draws, you can follow us on Instagram at Fafnir and Spawn. Did I cover everything?
You did a really good job.
Woo!
Actually, this stream haven't had a chance to actually burst into song because we often do that.
I have a couple times.
And we haven't, that was only for like a few seconds. And we haven't really told many bad jokes because we're known for that as well.
We are.
Okay, so who came after Allison?
Mimi, are you still here? And if you are, please say hello. We are ready for you. I know that there are a couple of people that had to leave the stream and we couldn't get to them in time, like Drew. So Drew, if you are watching this later, please totally come back and book with us. 42, she says.
Okay.
Hello, Mimi. It's lovely to
Hello,
meet
Mimi.
you.
Would you like this reading from the Dragon deck, or would you like it from the Sexual Magic Tarot deck?
Yes, that makes sense.
I mean, we can do it from either or, but people are definitely having fun with the red deck.
I mean, the red deck is a lot of fun.
It is. It is. And so either way, we're going to pick number card 42. That's the answer to the question, by the way. What is the meaning of life?
What is the meaning of life? Sexual magic.
Alrighty.
So be it.
42.
And Melanie, yes, we know you're here, and because you made your request before 9 o'clock, we will get to you. I think you might actually be next or the one after that. So hold tight. We will get there. He's very fast at this. He's much better at that than I am.
I've played cards my entire life.
You also have 2 working hands.
That also helps too. So I'm sorry. What was our question again? Mimi's question.
Romance.
Was she going to remain someone with her entire life? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Alrighty. Preface this before I begin the reading is the fact of this deck actually shows all aspects of relationships, but by the way, including infidelity. So. Sometimes I've actually done couples readings, which actually has shown the fact that someone's cheating on somebody else.
Yes, yes, Barbara, you are on the list. You are after Melanie.
Okay, so are you going to romantically spend your life with the person that you're with right now? Okay, so the cards we have here. Go ahead and do the little flippy flip here.
Flippy flip.
Okay, first off the bat is the Ten of Swords. There's the picture.
Hot.
Picture of the woman there, and she's basically this is kind of the solitary aspect of the fact of you're in your own sexuality here. The fact of the woman there, she really is focusing more on who she is. She's like slowly removing her own clothing. I mean, you see there's a couple outside the window, but the thing is that's not really what's going on. That's a metaphor for the other aspects of her life that she's aware of, but there are times when she definitely needs to focus more on herself than anything else. And 10's the transition number, and swords is the head. So the thing is, this is essentially kind of going, you're coming into your own from that aspect of your own emotional and logical perspective. Queen of Pentacles is the second card. And this one also doubles as astrology. Again, it is Taurus. Taurus keeps popping up ahead.
We're very earthy tonight.
We're very, very earthy. But there you go. The Queen is there being serviced by the foot person, which is the man, rubbing her foot and all that. And then the last card, Justice, which doubles as Libra. So I'm curious, Mimi, either of those signs, Libra or Taurus, do they represent either you or the person you are with? Because that also sometimes the astrology is just completely coincidence. Other times it's like, no, it's very important. And again, now all three of these cards, the key person in here is the female, not the male. So you had the 10, which was the solitary woman, and you have this one, which is the scales of justice being held by the woman. So essentially, you can flip it back now. Answer to the question.
I am Leo, he is Aries. Oh, Lord, that is a lot of fire. Fire.
And here we have earth and air, kind of like, well, I mean, air is a fuel to the fire.
And you burn the earth.
And scorched earth.
Mm-hmm.
Or earth can actually put fire out if you basically put earth on it, snuffs it out. But anyway, it's more to the point of where, what do you want? This does not, none of these cards indicate that there's actually an issue, a problem, a serious issue with the relationship at all. It basically says that pretty much this is up to you. The fact of, and
do you want to be with him?
Do you want to be with him? And the fact of, you are coming into your own, or maybe you feel you've always been there, but it seems to be right now is that finally is that maybe you actually recognize what you really need, what you really want, what you really desire, and they can definitely be three different things, by the way. But it's okay. The 10 of Swords is that's all about you. I mean, the woman there in that picture, she was fondling herself, in the fact of, okay, it's you
time.
It's you time. It's understanding exactly who you are and what you want and what you need and what you desire, all the above. The Queen of Pentacles is that you're the queen, and again, in that picture, she was fondling her own breasts, while the man at her feet was basically fondling her feet, giving her a foot rub and all that. What's the comment there? I can't see it.
I want him. I am figuring myself out.
Oh yeah, you are definitely figuring yourself out. And by the way, that's a good thing. I think it's an excellent thing. So the whole point of the Justice card at the very one, you're the one that's holding the sword in the one hand and the scales in the other. So if you are confident in yourself, that now you're coming into your own and you're figuring yourself out, and you, as you figure yourself out, you say, okay, you want him now, and after you're done figuring yourself out, you still want him, then that's an obvious answer. Then yes, you will. Because again, these cards all reflect it's about you and where you are in your journey. Yes, he is there, but the dominant figure in this is all about you.
I'm also very curious just how much, like, in terms of you figuring yourself out, how much have you let him in with that? Because just from a personal standpoint, with me and my partner, who you guys all know, got to see me, blushing over. But with me and my partner, I'm also figuring myself out. I have a lot to work through, and something that's super helpful is being able to talk to him about it, and ignore those.
Mm-hmm.
And just even if he isn't able to help in a given situation, just that he knows what's up, it's really, really helpful. So just food for thought on that front. If you have any further questions, please let us know. But I think you covered that really well.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, moving on. Who's up next?
Allison actually she's gonna watch the replay because has to go. But so, Sexual Magic deck number 16.
Okay, Aries. I'll watch the replay. Very good.
Yes. Let me see if I can. Here is the original comment. There will be romantic developments for me in the next year or so. I'm single and open to the possibility of meeting Mr. Right or some approximation thereof.
Okay.
Excellent.
And she said number 16.
Number 16.
Very good.
Is an Aries.
An Aries. Oh, powerful fire. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mimi. That's very, very appreciated.
Oh, what'd she say? No, thank you.
And you know how we're starting to make it. We've gotten at least 3 trolls on the stream today. We haven't had trolls before. Oh my gosh,
No.
that's super exciting.
We're coming into our own. We have negative attendees here. Oh, I'll share this little brief story because I work in Salem, Massachusetts. October, been doing that for a number of years now, and you get all kinds down there. Every type of possible, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, et cetera, et cetera. But literally, we had one of the readers, because I work with about 10 different readers in this one spot, and she literally came in one morning before one of our long day shifts, and she goes, yes, I made it. I got my first death threat of the season.
Yay! This is how we judge ourselves. Like, how many haters do we have? We must be good.
Okay.
And thank you for all of you people, you non-haters. We love you.
Okay.
Shall I do the flip?
Oh God, do the flip.
Yay!
Okay. So the 3 cards for Allison, the other Allison, because we had 2 Allisons.
We had 2
tonight.
Allisons. I believe this is Allison F.
Yes. So yeah, she wanted to know about what was coming down the path.
If going to meet Mr. Right
if
in
going
the
to
coming
meet
year.
Mr. Right in the coming year. Okay. First off, Queen of Chalices, which doubles as astrology. Actually, the first 2 double as astrology. So Queen of Chalices, that being Scorpio again. So the picture there, of course, you see the woman, the queen, and she kind of like is holding the man, and it's like, well, she's like deliberately burying him into her breasts.
Ooh baby.
She's invited him in, and he's definitely there. Second, Hierophant, had that before again. Taurus again. The priest, only this priest is getting a blowjob from 2 women. Interesting card. Interesting interpretation of the priest in this one.
I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut.
But that's I call it as I see it. And of course, the picture's right there. Last card, 2 of Wands. And that's Wands being for fire, 2 being for duality and for decision. And you see there, actually, this is a man and a woman sitting in front of a table. There's food in there. And you see they're actually not really, it's like a little tavern setting. But as you can see that they're not really focused on the food. They're starting to like focus more on each other. So now.
So in terms of the question for Mr. Right.
Okay, so turning back to Mr. Right on this one. Definitely, you've definitely going to be meeting someone. That's obvious.
Yes.
Now the question becomes, because you've actually got the Queen of Chalices and the 2 of Wands. Both of them show a very nice kind of couple issue, mating and meeting, etc. And that look all well, and it's separated by the Hierophant, which is well, I mean, seeing the priest getting filleted by 2 different women, 5 being also a number of reevaluation on that one.
I wonder if that's more of like the type that you tend to maybe fall for players.
Or
initially,
yeah. So I look at that and kind of go, well, is it Mr. Right? Well, it could be the fact of you're attracted to someone who actually is a player, or wants to be a player, or calling it as I see it here. And the question becomes, is that something that you want to put up with? And I'm coming with 2 possible scenarios. Especially because there's also 2 different time frames here, in the fact of, if it's one specific person, it could be the fact of, okay, maybe he actually is a player and he's actually starting to, he's kind of played himself out. Essentially, he's gone through that phase, and that, okay, then that phase is kind of over.
I did that.
And his past really goes, yeah, he was a player in the past. Hey, and maybe he probably is not going to be, he's going to own up to it. He's not going to like lie to you, but say, okay, that's not where I am right now.
We all want human and emotional connection.
Exactly. And that's with the last card being the 2 of Wands. That was the whole point of the dinner scene, but you're getting more involved with each other rather than the food, in the fact of, okay, it starts out great. You realize he has a backstory. some of which, and maybe you're not really happy about his backstory, but again, you can't change the past, and neither can he. But if that's not something which is going to continue, you can basically kind of go, you know what, I can deal with that. The other possibility is that you actually do first fall for a player, you discover he's a player, and kind of go, gone. And the picture of you and the other person in the tavern scene in the final
somebody
card
that actually deserves you.
Is somebody else. So, I'm going to draw a quick clarifier to answer my own question.
Mm-hmm.
Flip it. 8 of Pentacles. Now, my interpretation, okay, first of all, you see there is the man and the woman in bed. He is offering her a rose. Now, I interpret that as these are not two different people. They're the same one. He's offering you the rose because he's telling you his packed story and offering it as an apology and or I'm open with you. I'm honest with you. I was a player, but I don't want to be a player. I'm not a player anymore, and I really have fallen for you, and I believe that, and I hope you trust me and believe me. And that's where I get that from. So hopefully when you rewatch this later, this will make sense to you. All right, moving on.
Okay, so we have Melanie, Barbara. Let me just check who else we have.
And we're going to end up with Melissa, correct?
Melissa. So, Michelle, I can't find your comment. I don't know if that's a technical glitch on our end. So if you could submit it again, because I know that you got it in before 9 o'clock. So if you could just resubmit it, we'll do that for you too. But I can't find your comment. I'm so sorry. Okay, so she wanted a 1-card draw on Twin Flame. Here's some more details. What is blocking him from this connection? I really feel like he does love me, but he won't discuss why he runs away. Okay. Let's see if we can do that in 1 card.
Which deck do you want it from?
Yes, 1. Which deck would you like it from? And also, please pick a number. It can be several cards.
Okay.
Okay, because I know that in an original comment you said 1. So, but please still pick a number so that we know where to draw from. Also, which deck you would prefer, the Sexual Magic or the Dragon deck. I have a new deck that I'm working on reading that I'm super excited to hopefully be able to share with you.
17 and choose the deck. Well, actually, I want you to take the lead on this one. So how do you feel? Do you feel dragon or do you feel this? You feel dragon?
Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to be talking about sexual stuff as much as we're going to be talking about, if we're talking about why he won't connect, why he runs away.
Right.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the emotions.
Okay, so number 17 off of that.
Yes.
And just for fun, I'm gonna draw number 17 from a red deck, and I will look at that after you pull from Dragon Tarot, because I'm gonna see because something tells me we're gonna get a confirmation from the red deck too.
$17, $18, $19.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it takes me a little longer with the lack of fine motor skills. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious me. Okay.
And flip. So we have the inverted lovers, which flip it around so you can see the normal way up.
Which also, by the way, doubles as Gemini, in case you happen to be one of those.
So there you are. And then
second card, 5 of Swords. Again, rearing its ugly head. The conflict card. Final card. Another one that has come up multiple times tonight.
Indeed.
Justice.
Justice.
Now, this is the first time I showed up in the Dragon deck. We've seen this card several times now in the Sexual Magic Tarot, but similar thing. Also doubles as Libra, but the scales there are present. Now, in this case, it's got the picture of the scales balanced between the fireball and the owl feather. Wisdom and passion.
So
take it away.
All right. So a couple of things are jumping out to me, especially with the comments that you've submitted with what is blocking him from this connection, hiding what he keeps from you, all that stuff. He definitely has a checkered past, but I'm not necessarily sure it is actually a lover checkered past, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely a checkered past here, and I think right now with the Five of Swords, there are things in his life that are causing him to feel very, very overwhelmed. Because let me ask you this, like, what kind of are you putting pressure on him at all about this? Sort of what are your interactions with him actually like? Are you pushing and he's just backing away? Because if that's what's happening, you might be doing the exact wrong thing. You know, he could be one of those people that right now needs some space to get his head together. There could be something that is going on that he doesn't feel comfortable discussing, because he's trying to achieve balance.
Yeah. She said, yes, a lot of pressure. So her comments just came in.
If you're putting a lot of pressure on him, you need to back down, because you are not the only thing in his life, just like he is not the only thing in your life. There are earthly concerns he has, there are spiritual concerns he has, mental and emotional concerns he has, and he has to see to all of those. So if you're putting a lot of pressure on him to, why aren't we connecting in the way that I want to, you are probably the thing that's driving the wedge. What would you say?
I can't read that. What's that say? Put up there.
Oh yeah, that's not a thing to tell another person. That's not a thing you should be telling him. That's I'm going to be really blunt. That's actually very, very manipulative, and that's not okay. If he up and moved to California on a whim, there's probably some underlying reason. You know, maybe actually discuss it a bit with him.
That's what came up on the red deck, by the way.
Yes, she's more interested in the service aspect, I believe.
Also 4.
Mm-hmm. Shall I flip?
Yeah, flip it.
Flippy flip.
Just pulling the 17th card from the red deck just to see what showed up there. We got that, the 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Earth. 4. I look at that one kind of going the effect of, okay, it's the man serving the woman, but the thing is, the 4 is a representation of end of a phase. Mm-hmm. Something's moving on. So if he moved up to California, it looks like he's made his own decision that basically something needs to come to an end. Mm-hmm. And is this something which is permanent? Well, time will tell, but he needed to make a change.
Yeah, and in this particular instance, if you keep doing what you're doing, it's gonna be a permanent end. You need to change tack a bit. You need to recognize his humanity as well as your own. If he's not comfortable telling you things, maybe you need to think about why. Mm-hmm. And focus on that aspect of things. Maybe you need to be able to be more approachable for him. Again, it's all about the 5 love languages, and I don't think you guys are speaking each other's language.
Also, the concept of free will. Mm-hmm. The fact that both of you have free will, and neither one of you should be trying to take pieces of the other one's free will. If you want to voluntarily give away a portion of your free will to somebody else, that's your decision.
That's on, yep.
And that's on you, whether it turns out good or bad. Because I mean, sometimes that people do that and great things happen. Other times, not so great things happen. So it's always be very careful how you basically give away your free will. But you really can't try to go after somebody else's free will, because that is being manipulative. It's a whole concept of what's the phrase of, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. That's a painful lesson, and so many of us learn that. And when it goes against you, it really friggin' sucks, and it hurts. And
what you're feeling is completely valid. Your emotions are valid. It's your actions that make all the difference. You can feel whatever you want to feel, but you can't act on every little thing. All right.
So thank you for that. Okay, who is up next?
We have Barbara Ann.
Barbara Ann.
After Barbara Ann, Michelle, if you're still interested in a reading, I can't find your comment. I know you submitted before 9 o'clock, so we would like to do a reading for you. So if you would want to resubmit your comment, that would be fantastic, because I don't know if we just didn't receive it on our end, but I can't find it. I'm so sorry.
And she hasn't resubmitted another comment?
She has not yet. So this is last call on that round.
Anyway, let's go. We have Barbara Ann, we have Melissa, correct?
Yes, Barbara Ann and Melissa. And
okay, so let's find Barbara Ann.
Yes.
I'm sorry, do a Beach Boys. Barbara Ann. By the way, my mother's name is also Barbara Ann, so yeah, we did that to her. Oh, she hated that song.
Oh yeah,
absolutely hated it.
Okay, so wondering if my dad crossed over. My dad passed of COVID in May. I am so sorry.
We're so sorry about that, and we'll try this for you, but we preface it that neither one of us are full-blown spiritual mediums.
But we will do our best to get you an answer. And I completely understand the struggling without your dad. I would struggle very much without this man.
Very much so.
I would struggle very much.
And by the way, if you would like to have a reading with a spiritual medium, we have several mediums. We have several mediums that we know of. Actually, one of them was actually part of our several of our past streams, so we can definitely get you in contact with her.
The number is 64.
64.
And she is a Scorpio.
She's a Scorpio. Okay.
Here, big comment. He had dementia. Poor guy didn't understand where I'm. I wanted to know if he crossed over and is happy, and know that I'm having his funeral mass. And the local Catholic Church will permit it. That's very lovely of you.
Okay. So yes, I knew from the get-go that we're going to be doing Dragon Tarot.
We were not going to do the sex magic for this one.
Okay, but number being 64, so I'm going to do the opposite and do 14 from the end, because it's 78 cards. I don't feel like counting out 64. So.
And again, thank you all so much for supporting us. We really, really appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Thank you for your patience as well.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Okay. All right. I have an answer for you.
Yes.
Actually, we have an answer for you.
Yes, we do.
Again, this is just the quick and dirty version of, like I said, if you want a full-blown thing, I would say we'll get you in contact with spirit mediums.
Can message our Facebook page, and we have several mediumship friends that we recommend highly.
Okay. Do a flip here. All right. First card we have is the inverted Ace of Wands. If you're familiar, I'm going to show you the picture here. If you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, the character Gandalf, if Gandalf was a dragon, this would be him. In the fact of, this is the old wizard in his library, his chemistry laboratory, with his wizard's orb, essentially looking at all the greatness of the past, his own experience, others' experience, etc. Trying to basically make something new out of something, out of the great wisdom of the past. Second card, Tower. One of the more, quote, darker cards of the tarot deck. You see that the Tower is basically is on fire. The dragon is surrounding it.
It's very symbolic of your current struggle.
It really is. Now, I actually prefer this artistry of the Tower than most other tarot decks, because you see all the fact that there's a storm behind there, and so the thing is, you can tell that you can't tell looking at this picture if the Tower is being ripped down by the dragon in a fit of rage, or if he's actually trying to protect it because it's being battered by a terrible storm. Unfortunately, regardless of what is going on, one thing is happening. the tower is coming down, and there's no way to stop it. Last card is the Seven of Coins. You see the picture on there. Again, I'm going to use another movie reference, Indiana Jones. What was the one they were looking for, the Holy Grail? I can't think of the name of it right now.
Oh, the Last Crusade?
Last Crusade, thank you. When Harrison Ford near the end was actually going on, trying to find the Grail, he had to do the 3 miscellaneous challenges. The last challenge was stepping onto a invisible bridge, leap from the lion's head. It was a symbolic. Well, actually, in this case, it wasn't symbolic. It was actual true, because it's a story, it's a movie. Leap of faith. That is the picture in this card. This is the leap of faith. That basically, look at the dragon there. He has to cross that bridge that's over this incredibly wide, deep gorge. Questionable construction. You have no idea if your body weight can support, if the bridge can support your body weight until you're on it, and then it's too late. So it's a leap of faith.
Which he did have. To
go on that bridge. Which in Harrison Ford's case, that, again, in the movie, he did.
Well, also in her father's case, I do believe he did have that faith.
Yep. So you can flip it now back. So what does that mean in comparison to your question?
Well, she has another question.
Oh, okay.
Real quick. So what does the tower coming down mean? In your present situation, the tower is very reminiscent of you. Your father, for all intents and purposes, is physically gone from this world. That tower that tower of your support of your father, of you being able to physically see him, of you being able to physically talk to him, all of that tower is coming down, and it's been coming down for a while, because dementia is a nasty, nasty mistress.
Even though he passed from COVID.
You're right, but he had dementia before the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already on his way, and we know the struggle as well, because your mother is currently battling dementia.
My mother's been battling dementia for some years now. So
the tower is sort of your emotional state of, this tower is coming down whether you like it or not, and you have to change accordingly. You have to adjust to a world that your father is no longer physically in. It doesn't mean that he is not watching you. It doesn't mean that he is not with you, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't care. But he's no longer physically on this planet, and that is a thing that you're going to have to adjust to, as terrible as it is.
Right. I mean, in the context of your question, in that picture, you were the dragon, you were trying to save the tower. The storm was ripping it apart. Well, finally, it fell. And it sucked. And still sucks, because you mourn the loss of him. You mourn the loss of the tower. But it's gone. And there's nothing you can do to bring it back.
When he goes, my tower for him will also come down. All towers in life are temporary. Sometimes we get to choose when they come down, mm-hmm. and other times we don't. This one was not by your choice.
No.
So that is what that means. So with the Seven of Coins, yeah, your dad moved on to the other side, but he's watching and mm-hmm. he's paying attention.
He's over there. I mean, in this case, you can show.
He had that leap of he had the faith to make the leap to cross the bridge.
Yep.
And especially,
And you have to have the same leap of faith as well to basically feel that he's gotten over there, because I mean, you can see the other side.
He's in the act of crossing the bridge.
Mm-hmm. He's going. And the fact of, I mean, you basically said, did he cross over? Is he fine? Yes, he actually is.
He more worried about you.
He is more worried about you.
And exactly. The others that he left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, and it's great that he actually knew you and your brothers till the end. But now he's more back to what you knew him as earlier in your life, and he's watching, and I think he's still going to have major influences in your life to come, just not physically.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that helps. Oh, he mm-hmm. just drew a clarifying card for you, which I think really, really cements it.
You'll like this.
Yes.
The Emperor. Like everything with tarot, the cards have multiple interpretations based on the context. But in this context, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's found himself. You know, he is in a better position. He's in a better place right now.
All right. Your last question.
What was that?
Why is Dad worried? I don't understand. Because you're struggling. A parent never stops being a parent, even when they pass. He knows you're struggling. He's worried about your struggling. He wishes he could help more than he can. You came to us because you're struggling with his passing.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know, as simplistic as this is going to sound, and how corny this is going to sound, you know, when someone passes, you know, their worldly shell is gone. So therefore, all the things that they were worried about don't exist anymore. But the essence of who they were remains. So they take that love with them, and they take that caring with them. And so now that they no longer have to worry about caring for themselves and any earthbound things, but they realize that us people here on Earth, we're still struggling. This is harder. Being physically here is harder than it is being up there as spiritual energy.
oh, there's a really, really good Hamilton quote for that.
What was that?
Dying is easy, young man. Living is harder.
Oh, yeah.
And no, to answer your question, he is not speaking directly to us. Like we said at the beginning, neither of us are actually trained mediums. If you would like to actually hear somebody tell you what he is saying, we are only telling you we're connecting with him in our way.
Right.
We don't hear his actual words, but his presence is here in the cards. He's on this table right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, both of us have the ability of actually having these little connections, but I don't know about how your skill set is. When that with me, it's kind of like I get these little snippets, and so the thing is, I can tell the presence is here, and it sounds like little like noise in my ear,
mm-hmm.
but I'm having a very, very hard time actually interpreting what actually is going on. So I can sense the presence, and what I got, he's like kind of like laughing, he's smiling, he's almost kind of going, yeah, exactly, yeah, right, sure, yeah, whatever. If that sounds like him, then okay, whatever.
but yes,
okay,
feel free. We absolutely did connect with him, just not on an actual conversation.
Yeah, not on a conversation perspective.
If you would like to have an actual conversation with him, that is where we would recommend one of our lovely, wonderful medium friends who can connect with you in that way.
So yeah, just
to what you said.
Oh, okay.
To what, when you were talking about him, you know, what you were feeling from him just
oh,
then.
the laughing, the giggling.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wasn't more like giggles. It was kind of a ha 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 ha. It was like going, okay, I should laugh.
So yes, Barbara, feel free to message us on our Facebook page, and we will absolutely connect you to somebody with the actual mediumship skills to hold a conversation with him. And I believe since Michelle has not gotten back to us,
then we are down to.
We are gonna close out tonight
with Melissa. So Melissa, thank you for hanging on.
And Melissa is new. Thank you. So, thank you for joining us. If you are still here, let's see what your comment is.
Got spirits in my house, and the door's locked. Okay.
It sounds like it's bang. There is banging it off the doors, trying to get out, but they can't. An
interesting one. Do you want to tackle that with your deck? Who did the last one? I've lost my.
You know what I want to try to tackle that one with?
What? We're going to use the new deck for this, or I should say the old deck. Maybe you should give Melissa a little primer of what this tarot deck is, because we haven't talked about this tarot deck at all tonight.
Yes. So for those of you who are not new here, you know that he works with more tarot decks than I do. I always connected immediately with my Dragon Tarot, and then that was just, I was super, super happy, and that was really all I needed. But he got me a wonderful birthday present this year. For those of you who are fans of the old soap opera Dark Shadows, it has always occupied a special place in this man's heart, to the point where my middle name is Angelique. So the wonderful present he got me was, he actually got me one of the French tarot decks that they used on the show. This is actually, what, it's 50 years old? These cards are 50 years old.
Yeah, this is actually, this is a tarot deck that you can't physically buy anymore. They don't make it anymore. It's a retired deck. I was very fortunate to actually find an old version of it, which actually was in excellent condition. And it represents it's one of the tarot decks that was used in the old TV show. It's called the Swiss 11J deck, if you're familiar with that one.
Just pause because there are some new people joining us. I know Wendy asked for a reading, and now Isabel from the UK is asking for a reading. Thank you guys so much. Unfortunately, our cutoff for accepting readings tonight was 9 p.m. because we have already been streaming for over 2 hours. So if you would like, you can book private appointments with us at Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers on Facebook, fafnirandspawn.com, on this lovely banner below. You can also rewatch the stream on our YouTube channel, Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. You can follow us on Instagram at Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers for more tarot work that we do every day. We do tarot draws every day.
Mm-hmm.
But so for Isabel and for Wendy, please feel free to contact us to book readings if you would really like them. We are closing out our stream for tonight with the last person, Melissa, who got in her request for a reading before 9 p.m. Thank you to everybody who has watched this stream, and I know that some of you have been here since we started, and thank you.
Very much appreciated for that. And we will be doing many more streams throughout the summer and fall, because COVID's not going away, and therefore neither will we.
No.
And we're doing a whole series of different types of streams.
We'll be doing more of these streams, which are mini readings. We also will be having paid private streams where you pay $20 to get in, and it is streamed privately so that nobody else besides the people that have paid to get in can see it. And that is when we do more of the deeper readings, where we really go into a lot of the deep stuff. A couple people on the stream here participated in our last one, and it was really beautiful. There was a lot of crying and emotional release. It was a good time. We also are doing a series of Q&As with us and some of our psychic friends. So like we will have some of our medium friends on there. We have friends that do body part readings, including toe readings. I'm very excited to talk about some of those stories with her. We have a lot of friends that we are very excited to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for your support, everybody. We are very, very much trying to make this our day job, and we would not be able to do that without you.
Very good.
So let's close out with Melissa.
Yes. So
here, I'm gonna have you, because you're better at shuffling than I am. I'm gonna have you do that.
So Melissa, what number did she pick a number before?
She did not, and she hasn't responded. We'll still do this anyway, but if she doesn't respond by the time you're done shuffling, we'll just pick from the top.
Okay.
I think so. Let's go back here. Okay, so she wants to know if relatives or not. Okay, let's find out.
All right, we have Melissa, are you still there?
Don't know.
You're down to 4 people watching us, so.
That's okay. This is recorded.
People
can watch this over and over and over and over to their heart's content.
All right, well, I have cut. I have shuffled, I have cut. You want to take it off the top then?
Yep.
All righty.
1, 2, 3. Is this the High Priestess or the Empress? That's the Empress.
Yes.
Yes.
In French, but yes.
Yes. Oh yes, that's one of my favorite parts about the deck is in French. It's beautiful. So shall we flip?
Flip it.
So for all you Dark Shadows fans out there.
First off, number 3, the Empress. L'Empress. Second, the inverted 5 of Cups. And last, the inverted 4 of Cups. Note the Roman numerology of 4 I's, not IV.
If this is somebody you know, this is not someone you're friends with.
Absolutely not.
I'm just going to say that right now. So very, very strong, dominating female presence. And not a nice one, emotionally. I honestly... Go for it.
Oh boy. Numerology wise, 3, 5, 4, and then the clarification one that Red just drew, the 9 of coins, 9 of earth.
I don't think this is a family friend.
This is someone who actually has been there.
This is attached to the house.
Attached to the house and wants you out.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost like an Amity horror thing. I mean, again, another bad movie reference, but the whole thing of get out.
I don't know how long you've been living there. I don't know if you've changed any patterns in your living space recently, but someone is upset with you.
Yeah, the upside down cups for both of them, the emotion, draining the water out of them.
Yeah,
5, reevaluation.
Don't hold water.
4, wanting this to be over with, and then the whole point of the 9 of coins there, 9 of transition of earth. Essentially, this is someone who basically is just the fact of, again, I don't know if you've been feeling it for a while, but someone's this spirit is not friendly. And pissed off right now.
And this also might not be something that's been hugely overt. Like if you've been hanging around, like if you notice that you've been like more depressed in the house, but when you leave the house you feel better, that could be something that's been a more subtle thing that's been happening over time.
Mm-hmm. This person would like you out. So what do you do about it? More than anything else, because
who are you gonna call?
God. How many movies are we gonna reference in one night?
I don't know. I've also made a crap ton of song references.
Yes, so. Exactly. So believe it or not, we actually know some people who deal with stuff like this.
Yes, and just like Barbara Ann, if you are interested, please message our page. We are more than happy to give recommendations.
Yes, I was gonna say yeah. We actually don't play the Ghostbuster route.
We are not Ghostbusters.
But
we do know some Ghostbusters.
Yes, thank you, Barbara Ann. But yeah, it's funny who you run into in this. Once I'm starting to really stammer at this point.
We're getting a little punchy.
We've been on for 2.5 hours.
That's very true.
But yeah, this is basically these cards are essentially telling me that this is a situation which is not going to go away on its own. You need to have some kind of
I don't want to say exorcism, but exorcism.
No, I was going to basically sound like exterminator.
Yeah.
You have
exorcism.
You have a roach problem or something like that. No. Obviously, some spirits they happen to be in physical places because.
Yeah, and this might not necessarily be like a bad spirit.
No,
just an angry.
Angry one. This could be one of those where from the old movie The Sixth Sense, another movie reference. I see dead people. This could be someone who maybe they don't realize they're dead, and the fact of it's like, okay, now you've invaded the space. Maybe this, if this presence hasn't been noticed for a long time, it could be that for some reason all of a sudden it's been reawakened from something. But this is someone who needs to be put at rest, and right now is just essentially having a spiritual temper tantrum. And unfortunately, you're caught in the middle. You're caught in the middle.
So yes, absolutely. If you see this after the fact and would like recommendations, we are more than happy to give them. But I think that is all we can answer for you at the moment, which I think means we've officially reached the end.
So we again thank you for watching us. For those of you who are still here and have hung on through the duration of this thing, I know that a lot of people, you had to wait a decent amount of time from when you put your comments in.
That.
But yeah, essentially when we do these things, we essentially do them first come, first serve. We take them in order. So if you had to wait, thank you for your patience. We try to do we do as much as we can, as fast as we can.
Mm-hmm.
But also want to give you some usable information as well. So again, the website's on the screen right now. You can book our reading from us or through our Facebook page. For much more in detail, in personal one, or watch another stream. We'll be doing more of these. We do have, like Red said before, we have some paid streams where we purposely go in detail and because it's a private stream as opposed to this, which is public. So obviously, we're not trying to like air people's dirty laundry on things like this.
Yes, when we go into dirty laundry, we make sure that the only people that have access to it are the people that are participating in it. Yeah, thanks, Chelsea. So yes, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a wild ride. I still can't believe we got 3 trolls tonight. My gosh, we're really breaking through. We're making it. So thank you so much. We will let you guys know very shortly the details of our next streaming event. I do believe the next one we have coming up is one of the paid private ones that we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So for any of you that are interested in getting more in depth in more of, it was almost kind of like a group therapy type of thing.
Yeah, last one was like a group therapy session, because obviously at that point, we do it through the StreamYard, like we're using on this one. We literally had everybody visibly on the screen, so everyone could see everybody else, because we didn't have a huge audience. So I think we had a half a dozen people. So we literally had, it was almost like a Zoom multi-meeting, but this is better than Zoom, trust me.
Yeah. Oh, StreamYard is much better than Zoom. But I did really appreciate the group therapy aspect of it, in the way that other people were also giving input and being supportive.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really beautiful thing, and I'm looking forward to doing more. So we should be doing that in the next couple of weeks.
I would say.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, something else we're going to be adding to our little repertoire, if you guys are interested, is that we're going to be offering some classes on how to actually do some of the things that we do. And that also, those will be paid, by the way. We don't teach for free, but if you actually are someone who actually is a budding reader of some form, we would definitely will help you with your skill set.
Yes, Allie, StreamYard is what we are streaming on now. I'm not even quite sure how to explain it, but it's a really great platform for streaming to multiple places at once.
Yes, I put it this way, talking about the difference between, like, say, Zoom and StreamYard. If you're actually like giving like a presentation, like a class, something like that, that's great for Zoom. If you're trying to do more of a streaming thing where you want to have much more interactive aspects, then this StreamYard company, this works a lot better. Again, it all depends on the type of things you're actually trying to do. But anyway.
Yes, so for anybody that is interested in private readings, our next private stream, group therapy session, any classes that we're offering, please contact us for the last ad of the evening. Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, that is us. Our website is there, fafnirandspawn.com. You can book readings with us there. You can also book readings with us on our Facebook page, which is just Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. We have a fancy schmancy book now button with all of our services listed, and you can also plug yourself into the calendar that we have there. And it's also very easy to message us on Facebook Messenger. We're pretty good at replying. And if you want to watch these streams over and over again, because we're super entertaining, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram for our daily tarot drawings. On Instagram, we are simply Fafnir and Spawn. So
there it is.
That is the last commercial read of the night. Thank you guys so much for all the support.
Indeed. Thank you very much. And we'll be chatting with you again, or streaming with you again soon. So merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Good night.